What's going on?
Now, I'm going to throw some knowledge at you, and this is something that's going to fuck with you just a little bit. It's something I never knew ever existed. And in your brain, you'd think to yourself, all right, this is something I never thought in a million years that would exist.
Yeah.
Australian country.
Oh, yeah. I've listened to some Australian country. Yeah, dude, the Aussies
You talking about Aussie country, baby?
I'm talking about Aussie country.
The down under, geek.
They love country music down there.
bet
they
dude.
do.
I fucking bet.
I thought we were on for a minute. I was about to say, like, what the fuck are we?
We'll do the intro.
I'll do an intro, brother.
I was like, are you gonna podcast us sitting here bullshitting about Australian country?
He's like,
music?
are you gonna fucking work us in, or are you gonna introduce me? What the fuck is it?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Because we were like talking. He's like sitting over there talking into the mic, and I'm talking into this mic.
Dude, we do that. It's just once you sit in front of these things, they just start talking into them.
and you're sitting over there like you're hosting the shit and asking us questions about what we're talking about.
That's why I did this, man. Because I just kind of do that in general. So I'm like, oh, hey, why don't I just fucking do a podcast and ask people your questions?
Like, I didn't even. Yeah.
Right, you guys ready? We're rolling.
Spitting in that can. That's why I got to turn my head.
All right. I'm going to do a countdown, JC, whenever you're ready. You ready?
All right.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. And a 3, a 2. You talking to me? I'm talking to you. This is talking to me, talking to you. And I got the modern day cowboy, Ole Justin Chambers. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are y'all doing?
Pretty good, man.
We're doing great, man.
I got my good friend Ricky Bauman over here.
Ricky.
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
I told him I was going to have a cowboy on. He was like, dude.
I gotta be a part of that.
Be a part of it.
Gotta be a part of that.
He's
Love
never
cowboys.
met a cowboy. He's never met one.
I mean, I've been out herding heifers all weekend.
Hey, what's the old thing? Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
That's right.
Oh,
by the way, ladies, I am single. If you ever want to ride this cowboy, just send me a message.
Yeah.
He's single.
Yes, sir.
So, old JC, I got you here now. I thought about you when I first started this podcast. I'm like, oh, gotta get the cowboy.
Yeah.
Gotta get you. We've known each other for quite a few years now.
Yeah, that's probably maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, quite
maybe
a few
more
years.
than that.
Yeah. We go way back. All right.
Yeah.
I've known this year yeehaw for a long time.
Didn't you go to Western Brown too?
I think we went to school together at some
I think
point.
I remember seeing you walking around the hallways
At some point, yeah.
Yeah, that's also crazy. Is I've only known you about 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, but I feel like I've known this guy my whole life. Though.
Exactly.
They're over here having a good conversation before the
great,
podcast, man, about like country music and shit.
Real
Ricky's learning.
recognizes real.
Well, just think. So that's the thing. So you play music. You play country music. You like to describe yourself as a talking blues, honky tonk.
I do some talking blues songs. The talking blues actually like goes back. I think the first ever talking blues song was recorded in like 1920 something. It's like an old Southern tradition from actually like the old blues singers, because a lot of those guys would just play like a cool riff and they just talk.
Yeah.
But then like Woody Guthrie, I don't know if y'all are familiar with the folk singer Woody Guthrie.
I'm not too.
He was one of Bob Dylan's big influences. He kind of wrote a couple of talking blues songs. And then Bob Dylan started writing some talking blues stuff too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of how that came about. Todd Snyder, I don't know if you know who that is, but he does a lot of talking blues songs.
All these names sound familiar in a weird way.
Yeah, I'm sure we've maybe heard of a few of them.
But no, sure. So that's where like I guess you get. You know a lot about that music in particular.
Yeah, folk, classic country, bluegrass. I know a lot about that stuff.
See, like you with music is like how we are.
He's
with
like
movies.
he's like an historian.
Dude, that's great.
He knows like I'd say
you know what you're talking about.
It's
definitely.
crazy, man. It's like fucking hey, he knows all about it.
He knows all about it.
But so you play the music as well. You didn't get to play much in the last year or so
due to
the
Rona.
You just did play a show. You got your first show back.
Everything I had for last year just got canceled and just kept getting canceled. I had like shows all over the place. I had a couple shows in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, all over Kentucky. I got a lot of fans in Kentucky.
Hey man, Kentucky loves country music.
They do, and there's a lot of great
country music.
Shout out to Kentucky. There's a lot of great songwriters I know down there in Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
just so many great songwriters down that way. I got a buddy named James Reed. He's come up here and played some shows with me. He played at Stanley's Pub with me actually last summer.
Stanley's.
Yeah,
Classic Stanley's Pub.
Yeah, what you fit 70 people in there and it's capacity. I love capacity. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah. If you can get a full house, man, that's a good night. It's a good night. We actually went to a show last night as well, which we didn't get to go to your show, but we went to a show last night.
Yep.
Y'all
had a good night.
Y'all could have stopped by my show.
You're right. I know. That show was free though, man.
Oh, it was free. Well, it was free. Man. Yeah, I was charging for mine. Well, Thompson House is a decent venue, but I will say this publicly, and I don't care if anybody gets mad at me. They were making the artists pay to fucking park, and that kind of pissed me off. And I'll go on record and say that.
Oh, wow.
If you want me to play there again, Thompson House, I'm not going to pay to park. So if that happens again, I'm just going to have whoever drove me there, or if I drive myself, I'm not playing.
Yeah, no,
sorry if that makes me sound like a dick, but that's bullshit.
No, those are your standards, man.
I mean, if you so did you pull, like, you probably loaded up or loaded out, right?
Cowboy.
So what happened? So what happened exactly? So like you loaded in.
Well, okay, I played there 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played there 2 years ago, and last time we were allowed to park in the alley behind there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been to Thompson House or not, but
Yeah,
y'all know that alley, kind of sketchy looking alley.
That sketchy alley in the back. That's where I met. That's where I met Tech Nine and Chris Calico.
But as you were saying.
So anyway, we used to be able to park there if you were in the band, if you were an artist.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to pay the park.
That makes sense.
And then
I mean, obviously because you're there to perform.
Well, yeah, I told the people that drove me, I said, just park back here. And they come out and said, the other guy on the show said, yeah, we're not allowed to park back here anymore. And I'm like, man, that's some bullshit. So
that is.
I had to pay like, $10-20 for 5 hours parking.
So did you pay like for parking at the Thompson House, or did you go somewhere else to pay for parking?
No, it was like a block down the street.
Okay, so it wasn't Thompson House that made you pay for parking, but you had to go pay for parking.
Yeah, there wasn't nowhere we could park.
Okay. Oh, so that does suck, but I will, that sucks. But I wouldn't necessarily put the blame on them per se.
No, I don't think it's their fault.
Yeah, it just does suck though. They need
it's an inconvenience.
They need to have a way to. Especially
for
the artist. If you're say you're like a full band and you load out,
then
you got to park your band down the street.
You got gear you got to unload.
I get it. And I understand what you're talking about. I understand where you're coming from for sure. It's mostly just about that they aren't having people park there anymore, which they used to. Yeah. And so now you have to go and pay for parking somewhere else. And so I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they just got to figure something out for the artist at least. Yeah.
So that's something I kind of want to talk to you about, Justin. You like to say some controversial stuff. I like that you're you, man. You call things
a spade.
Yeah. You call it how you see it, and you say it, which most people will have a problem with doing is saying it, because they're scared of what people are going to think of what you say.
Well, what happened with what I said a while back about that show was I was pretty fucking drunk. So anyway, that didn't help. That didn't help anything.
Truth.
But like
liquid truth.
Everybody else on the show was pretty good. I liked their songs and everything. But then like this dude comes out on a songwriter showcase and he doesn't even play guitar, and like he's singing like all this truck, boat, girl and cut off, gonna drive my tractor. I don't know. Gonna pick you up on my tractor.
Modern country.
She thinks my tractor's sick.
So you have a grudge against modern country, correct?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't really call it a grudge. I just, I don't really care for it. I mean, there's a lot of good country music being made out there nowadays. It just you're not going to hear it on the radio. Tyler Childers just recently got real big, and I'd been following his career since he actually first started like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, because he's from Kentucky, right?
Yeah, he's from Kentucky. Yeah, I think he's from Pikeville, Kentucky. I'm not sure on that, so don't quote me on that. But I actually met his drummer's girlfriend.
Okay.
In Huntington, West Virginia last year when I played a show out there.
That's cool.
Tyler used to hang out around Huntington a lot, play out there.
Yeah, man.
His drummer lives there, Rod Elkins. But yeah, I walked into a place out there called the V Club. And I walked up to get a beer. I'm like, hey, I need a PBR. And the chick bartender, she's like, hey, are you Ole Justin Chambers? I'm like, yeah. She's like, hey, I've heard of you. She's like, yeah, Rod Elkins, he's my boyfriend. He plays drums with Tyler Childers. He's in the Food Stamps. And I'm like, holy shit, you know who I am? And then like after that, she was like, give me free drinks the whole night. It was crazy.
Man, that's how it is, man. You know, like if you're recognized in, like obviously you're recognized within that scene, you know, as a country artist to a certain degree.
Yeah.
So you know, you just get those little like
Little perks, man.
little perks, you know.
And what you're saying earlier about the parking and stuff is like you got to have standards as an artist. You definitely got to have standards. You know.
Well, you know, he didn't tell anybody that till we got there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's a shitty situation for sure.
Yeah, it kind of sucked. I was like, shit. And then
So, but besides that, though, man, you were telling me a bunch about last night, and
yeah, it was a
you
good
had
time. Besides that,
a wild fucking night, though.
Yeah,
Like,
it was really wild.
so the show was good, you said, but what happened after the show? That was what
well,
was wild.
well, the two girls, friends of mine that brought me there, I think somehow they ended up with some. Well, I don't know what happened, but they were sitting up on a balcony or something where they weren't supposed to be, and like before we got there. Because they don't like go to the city a lot, you know, they're from around here. Yeah. I told them, like, I was just like, you guys just stay with me and you'll be good. Well, they didn't stay with me. They were checking out the rap show going on downstairs, which I didn't care. I was like, have a good time. But they were sitting somewhere they weren't supposed to. And then I couldn't find them. And then, like, I haven't paid my phone bill in like 2 months. So I didn't have any service on my phone.
That's relatable.
Yeah.
So anyway... But I found somewhere that had free Wi-Fi, so I called them on like Facebook, and they were like, "We got kicked out." I'm like, "Are you still here? Because y'all are my ride. You should have told them you were my ride, and like we probably could have
Worked something out.
Worked something out if you would have told them, because it's my show. They drove me.
Yep.
You know, but they said that they got kicked out, and then after that I couldn't find them. But I got kind of drunk. But see, she drives a red Chevrolet. And there was a red Ford that was the same color, hers in the parking lot. And, like, I kept thinking they were still there because I was thinking that was her car. And, like, I got pissed off. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? They're in one of these bars somewhere, you know? I'm trying to find them.
Hallucinations of the car.
Yeah. And then I thought about it, like, when I woke up the next day, I was like, oh, shit, wait a minute. Yeah, it was the same color, but hers is a Chevy, not a Ford.
Yeah, no, so you were telling me that you were wandering around.
Yeah, I was wandering around looking.
You said Newport, right?
Newport.
So let me get this straight. You, Justin Chambers,
now, was this Newport, Ohio, or
Kentucky? Dressed up as a classic cowboy, was walking around Newport, Kentucky, by yourself.
Newport, Kentucky, okay.
By myself, yeah, just me and my guitar, just out there walking around on the sidewalk.
Wait, you had your guitar with you?
Yeah, I was going rogue, like rogue
hey, man,
in Newport.
if you got any trouble, man, I don't know if you ever watched some old school wrestling back in the day. You ever heard of Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah, he actually made some country songs, but the thing was, his big thing was he'd hit people over the head with a guitar.
Oh, did he call himself the Honky Tonk Man?
No, that was the Honky Tonk Man. But yeah. But no, the Honky Tonk Man was a prime example of, in wrestling, a whole, like, having a big gimmick and then, like, not very good wrestling skills. You know what I mean?
Who was the wrestler I heard a wrestling story the other day. I can't remember the name of the wrestler.
I'm very knowledgeable, so yeah.
He was big in Memphis wrestling back in the day, and apparently there was a rumor that him and Elvis Presley were going to have a wrestling match.
Really? I
can't think of the name of the wrestler.
You said Memphis.
But I would really love to see Elvis Presley in a wrestling match. But
that would have been fantastic.
The King versus...
Yeah, so-and-so, yeah.
Cool,
man. All right, hang on. What the fuck was I talking about before I got off topic and started talking about Elvis Presley?
Shit. You was talking about controversy.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about controversy and the wild night I had last night.
Yeah, that was what... So you're walking around with your guitar
around
looking like, you know, you do.
And I don't know nobody around there, and, like, I'm trying to see if maybe I could run into somebody I knew or something. And I was trying to find a ride, like a cab or something, to get back to Mount Orb. Well, actually, Louis Kenwood that played with me on that show, the guy that plays Kajan with him was going to give me a ride home because he lives in Brown County, but they couldn't find me because I started freaking out, and I just started going into all them bars down there playing my guitar for tips, thinking, well, fuck, somebody's bound to give me a ride home, or maybe I could flirt with a chick.
Did you make some money?
Take me home. A little bit. I made like $30.
Nice, dude. Just walking around with the guitar.
And then, like, I'm standing there on the sidewalk, man, and this chick comes up, and she's looking at me. She's like, "I like your outfit because I'm wearing the bolo tie. I got the
that's what I'm
turquoise
saying.
embroidery on."
That's what I wish we had a picture of.
He's actually kind of underdressed.
Yeah, I am underdressed.
He's
today,
very underdressed today. Normally he's got.
I seen you in your full
Yeah,
gimmick. You know,
all
that's
the
great,
embroidery
man.
and shit, the fancy one.
Oh,
that's real
that's great.
too, man.
That's
it's
real.
Expensive.
Yeah,
I paid like
shit.
$90 for that shirt I wore last night. But yeah, man, she just starts rubbing my dick. I don't know how to show it. Like, I don't know any other way to explain this, but she's just rubbing my dick, right? And she's like, "Damn, you got a big one." She's like, "Man, you want to fuck?" And she puts her number in my phone, but then my phone dies. I don't know if her number's still on my phone, but if it is, I'm probably gonna give her a call later.
So she just liked your get up.
Yeah.
And wanted to see what a night with the cowboy would be like.
Well, it could have been a hooker too, because
you were in Newport, brother.
Yeah, I was in Newport on the levee.
She's trying to make some money.
Plus, I don't know any women that just will come up right there in public. I mean, I'm not saying that there's not any out there that would do that, but I don't know any that would just come up and. Yeah, I forgot to spit there.
Oh, good.
I don't know any that would just come up and just start rubbing your
private parts,
private parts right there in front of God and everybody like that.
Vicky, we already said dick. We can say dick again.
I know we already said dick.
Okay, we can say dick
I already
here.
made the dick joke.
We already made the dick joke.
Okay.
We try to keep it as minimum as we can.
No, really? What are you talking about?
Like, the last few podcasts.
No, I mean it's up to the person, man.
Yeah,
like,
it just depends on who you are.
I say shit fucking damn all the time.
We say dick on this show. If you don't like that,
listen,
you're a
don't
dick.
watch it.
We're adults here. You cannot watch it. It's okay. I would like you to watch it, but you can.
Oh, never mind. I'm telling people not to watch the podcast I'm on. That's not good.
It.
Don't not
watch it. Even if you don't like people saying dick, still watch this show.
If you hate me or Justin Chambers, please keep watching.
I'm sure there's some people out there that hate me. Actually, I know I have haters.
Oh yeah,
I talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So you do talk a lot of shit.
You seem like
I said, you speak your mind. Like necessarily, I don't agree with everything you say per se as a person, just whatever. But I do appreciate that you're willing to put yourself out there and say what you want to say when you feel something. You know what I'm saying? There's some admiration behind it for sure.
Which I would say, they always say first impressions are everything. So I want to tell the story about how we went and picked up old boy Justin Chambers over here. So we pull up when so first off, William's like, "Hey, I don't remember where this is at, but it's somewhere on the right over here." So I'm looking on my right, and he just drives past a little stretch of trailer park.
It's a nice little trailer park.
We do a little do a turn somewhere, a little place up the road, and turn around, and we come back. And when we came back, I swear it was about the most yee part I've ever been in Mount Orb.
So he knew that we were picking a cowboy up, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't know how crazy the life of a cowboy is.
Yeah. And I stuck my head out the window. I said, "We got an Uber for Cletus."
Yeah. And he comes out, got his guitar. He's got his get up on, and he's got a big ass white dog with him.
Yeah, and the dog comes out, and
jumps on my car.
Dog's trying to jump in the car.
My car's a piece of shit, so it's okay they jumped in my car. Just so we do know that.
So we do clarify. And then the dog proceeds to go, "Well, hey, no one's getting me. It's free roaming time," and that dog starts roaming the neighborhood.
And so we went to leave. We got in the car like, "All right, fuck it, we're just gonna leave." Justin did. Justin's like, "Fuck it, we're just gonna leave."
Like, my mom will get the dog.
And so we start driving, and then this dog starts running on the street and starts running towards these kids. And so we're like, "Oh shit, we gotta fucking go get the dog.
We gotta go get the fucking dog."
So you guys did not fucking help, bro. You guys just watched me chase that dog.
I pulled up close to the dog. I wasn't gonna get out.
Over. I walked 5 miles.
That's
from
a big
Newport
dog,
last night.
man. That was a big dog.
He's a big dog. He's a nice dog though.
He seemed nice.
He just gets too excited. He's still a puppy.
It was much funnier to sit in the car and laugh about watching a cowboy chase this dog back and forth.
Cowboy get up, and I'm thinking, there's a song in there somewhere, right? Waiting to be
my
written.
fucking cowboy boots tripping and shit, falling in mud holes.
Yeah, you chased your white dog through the trailer park. That's a fucking song.
That's a song.
Yeah. He's a pit bull mixed with a lab.
Really?
I named him Hoss because he's so big. He big old Hoss
He's huge.
dog.
Big old hoss.
That was
big
funny.
old Hoss dog. He's he actually he likes PBR. He likes to drink beer. I mean, I don't think drinking beer is giving me a shiny coat. I mean, I don't know. I mean, my hair's
I don't know, man. Your hair looks pretty slick.
yeah, it's pretty
man.
slick. It's pretty shiny.
My hair's so curly. I
You use
had it.
pomade on that motherfucker?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I comb mine back, and it looked kind of like that, except for poofy. I look like my dad, and I just can't bring
Your
myself
dad looks
to.
like Steven Seagal.
My dad does look like Steven Seagal. Also, you ever seen that movie Clerks or Clerks 2?
Yeah, I've seen Clerks. Yeah, Jay and
He looks
Silent Bob, yeah.
he looks like Dante.
Yeah.
He does.
He looks like Dante.
So, Justin, you were talking about earlier. You got some more shows planned now. After this
yeah,
all this
right
time.
now I'm working on getting some more stuff lined up. I mean, live music's starting to come back now.
Yeah.
Things have kind of died down with the COVID. There's the vaccine and everything, and yeah, I've got one coming up down in Huntington, West Virginia, June the 9th. So
Okay.
it's about 2 hours from here.
So when you drive, do you drive with do you have like a roadie crew you run with? Do you have like a whole slew of people you kind of ride with, or is it
Well,
more?
I actually don't drive. I usually hire somebody to just drive me to my shows. But
He's got a few people that plays with him, right? You got a couple.
I got a couple
those,
people that play with me every now and again
slides
when
and
they're able
does
to.
banjos. And,
Yeah, no.
a couple different.
Yeah, my buddy
he's got a
Alex
couple
Neal.
different encores.
Um,
Entourages.
Entourage.
Alex Neal, he's been playing lead guitar with me here lately, and he just bought a Gibson SG, so he's wanting to take that out. So he's going to be driving me out there to Huntington, which will be his first time in Huntington, West Virginia, with me now.
Huntington's nice.
Now,
Yeah.
you're talking about West Virginia. Have you ever seen a documentary called the Wild Whites of West Virginia? You ever seen that?
Yeah, I have seen that. They live out in Boone County. That's
Boone County.
That's way down there. That's a completely different area than Huntington.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's still West Virginia, but like Boone County's out there, like that's like down in the heart of coal country, and like,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, actually, the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia actually kind of reminds me of my own family. So I feel like I get along with them pretty good, but
Yeah, no, I relate to that too,
Um,
because I was like, this definitely reminds me of one of my aunts and uncles and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
dude, we're all part of Appalachia, man. I mean,
well, yeah,
Appalachia.
well, and the thing with Appalachia is, well, I like
is
that
it
documentary.
Appalachia or Appalachia?
Appalachia.
Appalachia. I don't even know. I live
That documentary is, I mean, it's funny, it's entertaining, but I don't really like the way it portrays people from Appalachia.
I don't really.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes you feel
but then again, though, man,
stereotypical.
You gotta kind of have a realistic view of it too. Like you gotta understand
Yeah.
that it's just one family within the whole realm of it.
Right.
But it also shows that one family impacts so many other families.
Well, I mean, yeah,
around that
dude. That's
area.
I mean-
hey, that's what we make our movies about, man. The toxic people that are around you that literally affect everyone around them.
I mean, it does bring attention to the drug problem in Appalachia, and especially with the opioids.
yeah.
It brings attention to that. And a lot of people in this area.
Wasn't she snorting it in the fucking like hospital?
Yeah, at the
She had a
hospital,
baby.
yeah.
She had a baby,
That's
and then
crazy,
was
man.
doing oxycodone right there.
Yeah, they're doing lines
Yeah.
of oxycodone, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, they took her baby and fucking."
Yeah,
Of course they
I
did.
can't believe it. You know.
Fuck.
Yeah, man, and that's also
ridiculous.
stemming from that is there's also another thing that I've seen on YouTube about a family called the Whitakers.
Yeah, the Whitakers and
Oh,
West
you do
Virginia.
know about that?
Yeah, actually, I know a guy that lives out there that actually knew him personally.
Knew him personally. Well, I showed William the other day. I said, Will, I dove deep into the YouTube tornado hole of
man.
craziness.
I fall in that
And-
pit sometimes.
And it was that guy who can only talk in sounds. So the dogs will
Sorry.
bark. Are you good, brother man?
Yeah, what the fuck kind of cigarette was that?
It's one of them old fashioned ones.
That's an old Marlboro.
But yeah,
One of them cowboy cigarettes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched that video too, and I think the guy that filmed that, somehow, like I picked up a vibe off of watching that. Like they did not really want to be filmed, you know.
Yeah, no, but he paid him, so that was the
did
whole
he pay
thing.
him? Okay.
So in the comments section, it says any money made from this video, from like ad revenue and all this other stuff, was donated to the family so that they could repair their house and stuff.
That's not a common thing in Appalachia. I know there's a lot of movies and stuff that
portray it as
such.
Like
these inbred hillbillies, but that's not a very common thing.
It doesn't reflect the whole area.
Oh, I know what videos you're talking about.
Yeah, I showed you.
Yeah, soft white underbelly.
Yeah, soft white underbelly.
Like,
yep. Man.
Yeah, he has a lot of interesting people on there. He has a lot of different people from Appalachia and
kind of give an insight into that whole culture.
Well, it's just things that people are normally unwilling to learn about because they are normally pretty weird, sticky situations. Like, how many people want to be a mortician in life? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not like how many people want to learn about dead people? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're very niche things. Like people, like very certain people get into them that can tolerate a certain maybe disturbing or disgusting feature of life. You know what I'm saying?
I'd say probably the best documentary if you want to really know like about Appalachian culture and like how people had to live there that really don't that doesn't like portray it as just like a bunch
negative thing.
Yeah, it'd be a documentary called Harlan County, USA. I think it was made in 1976.
And 1976.
It followed the coal miners down in East Kentucky for about a year, and it basically showed them struggling to try to unionize. And like it was rougher than hell down there. It was down Harlan County.
And what year was this? You said the 70s?
Yeah, the 70s. Yeah, they went on a big coal strike because there was also some coal mines up in Pennsylvania too. Right there, there's like a part of Pennsylvania where it overlaps with West Virginia, and that's part of Appalachia too. And so they got this big old strike going, and it was crazy. Like the coal companies literally hired gun thugs to come in and shoot at him, and one guy got murdered, and whoever shot him never did get in any trouble, I don't think. And
because they were paid, there was a paid hit basically.
They had kids and women out on them picket lines protesting right there with the men that worked in them mines, and they'd shoot at all of them, not give a shit
about women, children, or
no.
That's fucked up.
These are some cold-blooded people doing this.
Yeah. Well, it's all over the world, man. There's so many. There's so many places that are like either mistreated or just like.
It's like no one really knows a lot.
Nobody actually puts the foundation or things into it, and that's what's fucked up. Is like I don't think things should be based. I don't know. Everything shouldn't be based off of like the standard of money per se.
Exactly.
It should be based off of like.
But it's definitely corporate greed that fuels that kind of stuff.
I mean, there's definitely insights to get, but
because the people who make that stuff and the people who own those factories and own those coal mines, they're somewhere in California living the good life, just raking in that money right off the bat.
Yeah.
So Justin, I want to get back to, you said you had a couple shows coming up. I remember you said a while ago that you were thinking about quitting music.
Yeah, well,
Now, let me ask you a question about this. Did you say it to get people rallied up so that when you did come back, they'd be like, they'd jump on it? And did you use it as a selling tool, or did you just genuinely feel like that at the time?
I just genuinely felt like that at the time. I suffer from depression, which I'm funny, joke a lot, so a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
But like this whole Corona stuff had me so down and just so depressed. I just
we've all kind of felt that a little bit.
I haven't seen. There's like so many people I know in music and stuff that I hadn't seen. It felt like so long, and just I mean, there wasn't nothing for me to do because like you've known me for years. Like even before I was good enough to start playing shows myself, I was always at somebody else's watching, and hanging out.
You've always been very supportive of the people you're around.
And like it was just gone, and I was like literally just getting up, going to work, going home, just kind of sitting in my house, just bored as fuck.
Bored. So did you feel like
depressed?
Did you feel like when you got your first show back, was that like almost like a breath of fresh air to you?
Yeah, it was. Once I started getting a couple back and I started seeing everything open up, that's when I was like, I said that a few times during the pandemic. I just got down, real down on myself, and just
man. And it happens to the best of us. You know what I mean?
In a bad spot.
It doesn't make you weaker as a person. It's just it literally happens to all of us.
And the reason I asked Justin is because, like I said, wasn't sure if you came from a genuine place because. You now are getting shows again, and I'm super glad that you are, man. Because I was sitting there, because I remember I did message something. I think I said STFU, which means shut the fuck up. Because I don't want you to quit, man.
No,
because, I like what you do.
And Will always comes off as condescending.
Yeah, I come off as condescending, but I'm very supportive.
It's from a good place.
But what I'm saying is that what I'm super excited that you're getting shows and that you decided to keep doing music because it's your thing. I mean, you're the fucking Ole Justin Chambers,
right? Yeah,
local celebrity.
Now, once you get
cowboy.
people will say people will get depressed and say, "Oh, I'm gonna quit music. Things ain't going good right now." But
I understand.
I think once you pick up a guitar and you learn your first chord, your first 2 or 3 chords on that instrument,
that thing never goes away, man.
No, it never goes away. You might quit or you might not do it as much. You might take a little break from playing a lot, but that never goes away. That it sticks with you once you get into it. And with me, I think just performing in general, because I tell a lot of stories and stuff during my set and a lot of jokes here and there too. And I just was used to performing. I mean, I hosted when I was about 15 years old. I put together and hosted my own show. This was really before I really started playing, and so I'd kind of always been doing stuff like that. I did a couple podcasts back before podcasting was cool. When I was like in middle school, I think I did a thing on my Facebook called the Hometown Hoedown. Me and my buddy John Hart, and I'd have people call in, local artists and stuff. So I've always kind of been out there doing something like that, performing and like hosting something or whatever. I've always been out there in front of people and just, making people laugh or whatever.
Like I said, I'm glad you're able to do that. Like you said you got to go out to a show and do it the other day, and you got more booked going forward. And that's and I'm glad that that's what it is that helps you, because that's a very good way to deal with those kind of feelings. Is to do it through other people and to be in a group that of people that you enjoy being around that help to get rid of that feeling.
Yeah, well,
I do the same, and that's where I relate to that. Because when you feel isolated, you don't almost want to reach out because you've gotten sucked in so far to what you think that you feel that you don't think that anybody wants to
listen to it.
Yeah, and I think every artist will go through that at some point, or anyone that does anything.
Well, artists
creative,
and everybody, I think, in a certain way, especially creatives. I mean, but
and that's why I'm glad I have William and Caden in my life, because 4 or 5 weeks ago, William looked at me and said, "Ricky, if you're feeling a certain way, you need to change something."
Well, I'm glad that that that's what it's about mostly too, man. Was when you do feel even if you can't talk to the same person about everything, you can always talk to somebody about something, because somebody will understand better than other people.
I'll admit, I think I may have a bit of a drinking problem. Because the other day, man, I run out of beer and I didn't have a ride to the liquor store or any store to get more beer, and that gave me a major drinking problem because I didn't have nothing to drink, and that was a problem. No, alcoholism is a serious issue, and
give me one.
I think during the pandemic that was kind of helping me. That was kind of helping me with that wasn't helping my depression. As much as I was drinking. You want one? All right. As much as I was drinking.
Old JC.
Hell yeah. As much as I was drinking wasn't helping it. And I think the alcohol had a lot to do with me feeling like wanting to quit music. Because alcohol is a depressant.
Man, these are
It is very much so a depressant. That's That's why when I quit, man, I wanted to go to drinking, but
You know, I don't like beer.
Alcoholism runs in my family. Bad.
I don't like beer, man. I really don't like beer. But man, there's something about this fucking beer. It's so good.
Oh no, it goes down easy. That was the problem.
good.
I'm like too deep. He's probably.
It's crazy.
You're probably way more deep.
Like I'll drink some craft beer every now and again, but I usually stick to like the classics, like High Life,
Give me one of them
Pabst,
toasters.
Budweiser, stuff like that. It's not that
He got hold it under there.
and yeah, I think the alcohol, because I'd be sitting around bored on a Saturday, Saturday night, nothing to do. There's no shows going on. A lot of my friends, everyone's scared to get together because of coronavirus or whatever.
Yeah. I had friends who I worked next to who were like, man, we can't hang out outside of work. I'm like, I'm around you every day. What do you mean we can't hang out outside of work? I'm already around you all the time.
You just, I was, basically holed up at the old trailer park in my room by myself, and I was just drinking all fucking day and all night and getting depressed and saying stupid shit on Facebook like I'm gonna quit music or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sell all my cool Western shirts.
I'm glad that you have that outlook on it too, because looking back on things after you do them, and it's good to
have
instead
that
of justify, you've said you've had a justification. Obviously, you were in a bad place, being depressed and stuff, not seeing people, but you're also like, I'm saying stupid shit that you realize is fucking you fighting with yourself, which that's a good.
You're fighting your demons,
that's
brother.
That's good, man.
You're
that's
fighting
cool.
your demons.
Like when I said that, I knew I wasn't actually going to quit music. I just
Acted
was
out.
feeling real bad at that time, drunk, and just how that is.
Yeah.
And next day I woke up, felt better about it, and then I started getting a couple shows back, and I was like, well,
there it is, right?
Well, maybe that helped you get some shows, man. Maybe people seen that, maybe they were like, what? And then they, decided themselves to make an effort. It kind of did,
yeah, in a way, because there's a couple people that talk to me, and they're like, here, man, I can try and get you on this, or hey, here's a list of venues to email. You can definitely get something going again.
You want to give us a song? You want to close us out?
Yeah, I'll close y'all out.
I'll give you a little space. I know you got that big old guitar.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I don't want to hit you with it. It's big.
I'm gonna grab my beer.
It's my big Dixon.
Enjoy this. This is gonna be. He's gonna be the first performance live on the Talking to You.
I'm selling tune and shit.
Take your time, bud. Take your time. Do your thing.
This is a Dixon guitar, so I like to joke and say, "Look at my big old Dixon."
Look at my big old Dixon.
There I am saying dick again.
Oh, there's that dick joke.
I got you.
Dick joke.
I got all
that. Out my tuner and make sure I'm tuning and everything.
Yes, sir.
Since I was talking about them old folk songs, maybe I ought to try and do one of them real quick.
Yeah, man. Whatever you want to do, brother, man.
Do whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
Actually, do one of your songs. I want to hear an Ole Justin Chambers song.
Here, just make sure we're still good and in tune. And
yes, sir.
Everything. Woo! This guitar's got something in it. Like I said, I had a wild night last night. I'll do my Wrangler Britches.
Yeah,
song.
no, you're.
Yeah, you got a bunch of jean on, so might as well, man. Did they even? They got you a pair of britches, didn't they?
Yeah, I've been bleeding on my guitar because I wasn't using a pick last night and I was drunk, and I cleaned it off a little bit for presentation purposes.
Oh yeah.
You should try not to bleed on your guitar.
You should always try not to bleed.
Yeah, this one's called Wrangler Britches. I'm going to shut up and play the damn song. Anyway, it's a song about a guy who parties too hard and loses his pants. So I don't know if anyone can relate to that. You ever wake up in the morning in a field and you can't find your pants? I mean, I've been there. I don't know if everyone has. I met a cute little waitress down at the corner cafe. Went over to her place one Saturday. We were hugging and kissing, having lots of fun. Then walked her husband with a big shotgun. I knew that was my cue to run. And that's how I lost my brand new Wrangler Britches, ones with patch and them fancy stitches. You can give me this world with all its riches, but they'll never replace my old Wrangler Britches. Well, one day the humidity was so high, if I didn't find me someplace to cool off, I knew that I would surely die. Well, I made a fatal slip when I decided to do skinny dip. There I was, naked in the lake, when along come a great big old black snake. And that's how I lost my brand new Wrangler Britches. Ones with the patch and the fancy stitches. You can give me this world with all its riches, but they'll never replace my old Wrangler Britches. I was down to the old laundromat. Met this old boy who was big and fat. Somebody told me he was the biggest clothing thief in town. When I left to come back, my britches weren't nowhere to be found. Well, I put out wanted posters offering a reward, and even rented me a great big old billboard. My britches have never been returned. My hopes to get them back have all been burned. And that's how I lost a brand new Wrangler Britches. Ones with the patch and the fancy stitches. You can give me this world with all its riches. They'll never replace my old Wrangler Britches. No, they'll never replace my old Wrangler Britches. Woo! Anyway, I wrote that song myself.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nothing like a good old-fashioned pants losing
Hell
song to
no,
get you on.
man. That's
Thank you.
That was catchy, man. That was great. That was awesome.
Thanks, man. Appreciate y'all having me on. This has been talking to me, talking to you.
And we're out.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching, everybody.
Justin.
It's been
Thank you, Ricky.